You know, for me, the best part of watching a soap isn't just the drama, it's the feeling. That feeling in your gut when a secret is about to be revealed. The ache in your heart when a favorite couple is on the rocks. This week, Monday 8th to Thursday 11th September, Walford is serving up a whole plate of those emotions. We've got betrayals that will leave you gasping, reunions that might just bring a tear to your eye, and a whole lot of unspoken pain bubbling right under the surface. This isn't just a spoiler video, it's a deep dive into the moments that make us feel something. Welcome back to Episode Whisper. This week, it feels like the writers have thrown everything at the wall. We've got some huge confrontations brewing that are going to shake up the square. We'll start with Jack Branning and his bitter rivalry with Ravi Gulati, then move to Suki and Eve and the events that bring them closer. After that, we'll look at Callum Highway facing a heartbreaking family crisis, and then the sad reality of Nigel and Julie Bates. Finally, we'll touch on the chaos still rocking the Slaters after Zoe's big return. 1. Jack's dangerous gamble. You know how things have been with Jack Branning and Ravi Gulati. It's been a tense standoff for a while now, but this week, Jack takes it to a whole new level. After that whole shooting business, Jack is under pressure from the police, specifically DS Spencer. Now, Denise is already suspicious, and for good reason. When Jack lies to the police about where he was, Denise starts to question everything. This is where it gets really clever. Ravi gets brought in, and he, in his typical confident way, gives Jack as his alibi. The police think they were together, trying to recruit Ravi as an informant. It seems like a classic soap opera truce, right? But Jack's playing a different game entirely. He tells Ravi he'll dispose of the gun, and Ravi, believing him, agrees to be a decoy for the police. But while Ravi is out playing decoy, Jack sneaks into his flat. And what does he do? He plants the gun. Can you believe the nerve of him? He's literally framing the man. Now, of course, this is Walford, so Priya comes home just as he's in the middle of it. He has to hide, and honestly, my heart was in my mouth just reading about it. The question is, will he get away with it? And more importantly, is he about to awaken a side of Ravi that's even more dangerous than we've seen before? I mean, crossing a guy like Ravi feels like a recipe for disaster. 2. Suki and Eve's emotional reunion. Oh, this one gets me right in the heart. The ongoing drama with Suki and Eve has been so painful to watch. The distance between them, the hurt, the way Suki's behavior has pushed Eve away. I've just been waiting for a sign they're going to get back to where they belong. And this week, something happens that might just be the thing that brings them back together. It all starts when Callum intercepts a homophobic attack on Eve. My jaw hit the floor when I read who it was. It's his own dad, Jonno. I can't believe they're bringing him back for this, after all these years. Callum, being the good police officer he is, arrests his own father. But Jonno, of course, denies it, blaming his mate. Eve, thankfully, sets the record straight, insisting Jonno was right in the middle of it. But the real emotional moment comes right after. Suki shows up, and for the first time in what feels like forever, she's there for Eve. No manipulation, no games, just pure support. The writers have been so careful with this storyline, showing the fallout from Suki's actions with both Eve and Avani. You can feel the tension slowly melting away as they start to talk. Is this the moment? Can Suki finally make amends and mend the massive rift between them? I really hope so. They're just so right together. Things are starting to shift. The foundations we thought were solid are cracking, and new, unexpected relationships are forming. We're about to see some major consequences from the events of the last week. 3. Callum's heartbreak. This is a huge one, and it's going to have a lasting impact on Callum. Following Jonno's return, Callum's off lover Johnny Carter gets involved. Against the advice of Elaine, Johnny meets with Jonno. He's trying to do the right thing to see if Jonno is genuinely interested in having a relationship with his son. Johnny, in his earnest way, offers Jonno legal counsel. Jonno is a tough nut to crack, but when Johnny reveals he's a Carter, they go for a drink at the Vic. It seems like something positive is happening, and Callum is genuinely touched when Johnny tells him that Jonno wants to meet. But we all know what happens with these things, don't we? It starts so well. Callum meets Jonno and Johnny, and there's a flicker of hope. But then, as always, Jonno shows his true colors. He's not there for a father-son reunion, he's there for money. When Callum refuses, his father becomes a monster, just like we remember. Callum orders him to leave, but then, in a dramatic twist, Jonno collapses and suffers a heart attack. And this is where it gets really complicated. We already know Jonno is going to die. And we also know that Ben Mitchell is going to make an appearance at the funeral to support Callum. But Ben has no idea that Callum has had an affair with Johnny. I'm just sitting here, a bit anxious, thinking about what happens when Ben finds out. Johnny, with all his good intentions, tried to bring Callum and his father back together, but honestly, you just know that Ben would have seen right through Jonno's manipulation from a mile off. If you're still watching and enjoying these spoilers, please remember to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out, and you won't miss a single update. 4. Nigel's devastating confession. Honestly, this whole thing with Callum and his dad, Jonno, is going to be so tough to watch. You just know it's going to hurt. It all kicks off because Johnny Carter, bless him, tries to get involved. He's been seeing Callum on and off, and he genuinely wants to help. So, even though Elaine tells him to steer clear, Johnny decides to meet with Jonno on his own. He's doing it for Callum, trying to see if there's any hope for them to sort things out. It's a sweet thought, but you can feel the disaster brewing, can't you? Johnny, in his ever so earnest way, offers Jonno some legal advice. It's his way of trying to break the ice and maybe get through to him. And for a second, it almost works. Jonno's a tough character, but when he finds out Johnny is a Carter, it changes things. They end up going for a drink in the Vic, and for a moment, it feels like this might actually be a turning point. When Johnny goes back to Callum and tells him that Jonno wants to meet, you can see how much it means to Callum. There's a real flicker of hope there, a desperate wish that his dad might have finally changed. It's what you want for any of the characters, isn't it? To finally get that reconciliation they've been waiting for. But we all know what happens with these things, don't we? It's never that simple in a soap. Callum goes to meet his dad with Johnny, and the conversation starts off promising. You're holding your breath, thinking, this is it, this is the moment. But then, just like a switch is flipped, Jonno shows his true colors. He's not there for a family reunion at all. He's just looking for money. It's a proper kick in the teeth. When Callum refuses to help, Jonno just becomes a monster, just like we all remember him. Callum is absolutely flawed and tells his dad to leave. But right as Jonno is about to go, he collapses. He's suffering a heart attack. It's a huge, dramatic twist that changes everything in an instant. And this is where it all gets so complicated. We already know from the spoilers that Jonno is going to pass away, which is just sad. The bigger shocker, though, is that Ben Mitchell is apparently going to be coming back for the funeral to support Callum. But here's the thing, Ben has absolutely no idea that Callum and Johnny have been having an affair. The emotional turmoil this is going to cause is massive. I'm honestly just sitting here a bit anxious thinking about the moment Ben finds out. You just know it's going to come out at the worst possible time, probably right at the funeral. What a massive betrayal for Ben to discover, especially after he's come back to be there for Callum. It's a lot to process, isn't it? It's crazy to think about. Johnny tried to do a good thing, a genuinely kind thing, by getting involved. But you can't help but wonder, would Ben have handled this whole situation differently? You just know Ben would have seen right through Jonno's manipulation from a mile off, and this whole disaster might have been avoided. It's a classic case of good intentions leading to a huge mess. Viewers are definitely going to have something to say about this. 5. The Slaters' new reality. The Slaters are still reeling after Zoe's dramatic return. Can you believe it? She's been gone for so long, and her coming back has thrown everything up in the air. The gossip in the square is at an all-time high, and the family is just trying to find their footing again. The spoilers are a bit vague on this one, as the big bombshell is set to be revealed on Wednesday's episode, but it's clear that there are still so many unanswered questions and hurdles for the family to overcome. The writers have promised a major secret, and I'm just on the edge of my seat waiting to see what it is. With the Slaters, you know it's never going to be simple. This could really shake things up for them. What do you think Zoe's secret is? I've been thinking about it all week. Right then. That's everything for this week's EastEnders spoilers. There are some huge moments coming up, and I genuinely can't wait to watch them all unfold. So, what are you most excited about? Is it Jack's risky plan, Suki and Eve's potential reconciliation, or what's in store for Callum and the Slaters? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to join our soap-loving community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.